What is up, guys? I'm Envy and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a 3 looks 1 palette using my, I just had it, Sugar Drizzle Gnome Chrome palette and talking way too much. So if that is something that you're interested in, keep on watching. All right, so I'm moving over here for swatching purposes, but hi. So here are the swatches. I've stopped like priming my swatches. I've started just putting them like how they're going to look if you swatch them yourself, essentially just stamping it into like the little rectangle shape and going from there. So some of them, one in particular, doesn't look too good, but we will get into that in a minute. So let's go over these swatches. All right, so first up, I swatched I Gnome You. It is an emerald to like a lime or green duochrome with a very smooth formula. Next is the shade Trick or Treat. It's kind of like a lilac shimmer with a silver like sparkle added to it, and it's just a regular shimmer formula. Next is Poison Apple. It is an orange shimmer, but it has a very dry formula. Next is Pumpkin Patch. It is a maroon shimmer with a smooth formula. Next is Witch Please. Don't know why I felt the need to say it like that, but it's kind of like a greeny yellow iridescent shimmer formula, and it kind of has like a chunky formula. Next is Bat My Eyes. It's a sparkly purple shimmer. It has a very black base and it's a smooth formula. Next is Haunted House. It is a chunky like silver shimmer, but it is very bright and blinding in person. Next is Everlasting Gnome. It's a purple to emerald duochrome with a very smooth formula. Next is Beautiful. It's a purple to yellow duochrome, but it has a very like light blue base, which is what it looks like in the pan. It's a very smooth formula, and it's like one of the most interesting shades I've ever seen or swatched in my entire life. Next is Creepin' It Real. It's a magenta to lime duochrome with like your standard shimmer formula. Next is Squad Gnomes. It's like a lavender to pink duochrome with a very dry formula, and as you can see, it didn't swatch the best. It kind of picked up more on the edges, but I do have it on like the middle of my eye, and I do think that layered over top of things, or maybe just on a primed base, it would have been so much better. But it is a very dry formula, so I think that might be why we had some issues with the swatching. And finally, we have Candy Corny. It's like a tangerine shimmer with a very brilliant gold base. Like, it is stunning. It almost looks like one of the Natasha Denona Sunset palette shimmers. I think it's called Mandarin. I'll have it up, but it is amazing. All right, so there are things like palette-wise that I would really like to discuss. My palette is very dirty. I don't know if you can see it. These are very like flaky shades, but I also had Bat My Eyes. If you can see, it looks a little warped in the pan. It arrived broken. I'll have like a little picture here. But I just kind of want to talk about Sugar Drizzle's customer service. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm going to mention it again since it happened in like this palette. But whenever this palette arrived, Bat My Eyes was like shattered. Like, it was a bunch of like little pieces. DM'd Sugar Drizzle just asking like, hey, should I add alcohol whenever I repress it, or should I just leave the alcohol out? They said to leave the alcohol out, but whenever I pressed it back together, it was so broken up, it just kind of stayed that way. So like, I only needed like 2 or 3 drops, and then it just kind of all like became a paste like instantly, and then it became like really good. Like, it just became like a regular shimmer again. Like, I've had no issues, and I used it in this eye look today. But they also offered to like give me a partial refund of like $5, and I was like, no, I don't need it. I can use the shade. I was able to fix it, but I just thought that that was really nice. And whenever I messaged them, I'm in California, and I believe they're based, or at least they ship out of North Carolina. So there's a 3-hour time difference, and I got this at like 5 p.m. So they messaged me like the next morning, but that still was faster than I expected. So yeah, excellent customer service and just an excellent experience, I guess. I just want to talk about it a little bit. But then there was something that's a little bit like interesting is how, I don't know if you can see here, but not every shade is like filled the same. I'll include pictures, but Everlasting Gnome looks about like half full, which I wouldn't mind if Haunted House, the shade immediately next to it, didn't look like overfilled in the pan. I'll also have pictures. So it's just super noticeable, and so that's just a little inconsistency that I noticed, and I'm only sad about it because Everlasting Gnome is such a beautiful shimmer shade. So yeah, I talk about this a little bit into my first look, so you don't have to wait too much longer, but I will mention it here that this was Sugar Drizzle's limited edition Halloween collection, but I did see in like one of their Instagram posts that it might be probably maybe coming back early 2022. That's why I decided to make a 3 looks 1 palette. But yeah, I think this is a stunning palette. I hope that it comes back and more people can enjoy it. Definitely pick it up. But yeah, let's just get right into the first look. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If this is where I leave you, don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, bye. Hi. I know I look a little weird, but it is because I'm filming before I go out. So I don't wear foundation when I go out. As you can see, I just have like my super yellow concealer. I don't wear anything like underneath here because this is where my mask is. But for this 3 looks 1 palette, I don't want to sit and like do a full face of makeup like on my off time. I'll just show you the eye look that I do, and if I am too self-conscious, I just won't post. So yes, this is what I look like without any face or base or whatever, and I hate it. I actually used heat to curl my hair for once. Oh my god. I think it looks bad. Like this side looks up, but this side looks down. This side's just falling, honestly. We're having fun here. All right, so 3 looks 1 palette using the Gnome Chrome palette by Sugar Drizzle. All right, I think I want to use some purples today, even though I feel like I shouldn't. I'm wearing red pants, so like wearing pumpkin patch would make the most sense. You know, I don't know what I want to do anymore. Forgot to put on my brow bone highlight. For that, I'm using Tarte, which is a shade in my project pan. I should not be using this brush. There we go. Love that. I like having a shimmery brow bone highlight. I don't know why. Just feel like it helps everything pull together. Normally for 3 looks 1 palettes with like all shimmer palettes, I would come in with like my crease shades already done, but I want to show what project pan shades I'm using. That way if like I hit pan, it'll be on video. And I don't know, maybe I could add them to like my Instagram posts and make that really cool. Because I mean, for project pan updates, it was super satisfying to like see the pan and the updates, but wouldn't it have been more satisfying to just see me hit pan? Okay, so I've second guessed myself into going in with the reds and oranges, so I'm going to put on my crease shades and then I'll be right back. I'm back. My crease shades are on. I used my whatever palette, very, very red, very, very on theme for what I'm wanting to do. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do pumpkin patch and then poison apple and then candy corn, or maybe just pumpkin patch and candy corn. Maybe. This palette does have a mirror. Thank you, Sugar Drizzle. Here is pumpkin patch. Ooh. Oh, I love this red shade. Now I want to be cute and say like, I've heard through the grapevine that this might be coming back and seeming more important than I really am. But I was looking through the Sugar Drizzle's comments on a post, and it might be coming back in early 2022 because this was their limited edition Halloween palette. but if it's coming back early 2022, I do not mind making a video on it. That way you guys can get it. Ooh. I like this a lot. All right, so for this little inner third, I think I am just gonna go in with candy corn. I would love to go with poison apple, but I feel like poison apple will just be lost. Although the more I look at poison apple, the more I want to go in with it. So, All right, so I decided that I would just go in with poison apple, and if you can't see it, you can't see it. Oh well, but I am putting this on like the outskirts of the red and blending it into pumpkin patch. Kind of like that. So that's those two on, and then candy apple right here in the middle. All right, now candy apple does look to be more of like a chunkier formula. I keep saying candy apple, it's candy corny. What? Candy corny, it's a very brilliant gold. Ooh. So just, you know, average everyday red, orange, yellow. Fall eye. But I do think that candy corny is very, very brilliant. I'm gonna take a little bit more poison apple, just pat it. I very much do enjoy these shimmers. I'm not getting too much fallout. There was a little bit of fallout with the red, but I just brushed it away. But here is this. Let me finish up my eyes and then I'll be right back. I'm back. Here is my final look. I have a little bit of Joyride in my waterline from Colourpop, and yeah, here is everything. This is just like my vibes, especially because it's like fall, it's basic, it's red. My favorite things, honestly. I just need a Starbucks in my hand and a mask on my face, and then I'll feel right at home. So yeah, this was the first look. I'll be stopping by tomorrow to film the other one, but you guys don't know that. Just keep watching and you'll see my next others. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you later. Sup? I'm trying something new. I like hats. I'm feeling very like hat-y. How do I look? As you can see, I have a hat on because I want to seem more self-important than I actually am. Like, I want to say that I like have a video conference, so like there's no need for masks, so I can do my whole face anyway, but I just have D&D. And I just want to look nice. So hi! Here is my second, well, not yet, but I'm going to be doing my second look. I think I'm going to be focusing on the purples, like actually focusing on the purples today. I never turned on my ring light. Ah, there we go. Okay, so this is my base. There we go. I don't have my crease shades on because I'm going to be using my Project Pan, some of the shades in my Project Pan. And I don't know, I just want, I don't think I'm gonna be hitting a pan on any of them. Then what's the point of this if I don't think I'm gonna be hitting pan on anything? All right, I'm going in with Obsession from my Menage Muah palette. I'm trying the new Fenty Heat Lip Plumper. It feels tingly. Do you guys like see a difference? I think I do, but I don't know if it's like, is that considered confirmation bias? Or I'm like looking for it, and so any minor change, I'm like, yes, it works, you know? Thank you for putting a mirror in this palette, Colourpop. I really appreciate it. All right, so there's my crease shade all blended out. I think I'm gonna go in with No Drama, also from the Menage Muah palette. This shade has so much fallout, but it is like a darker purple. So that makes sense. I thought this matte was gonna be like other Colourpop mattes, where whenever I went to blend it out, it just poofed away, but luckily it didn't. It did lose some pigmentation, obviously, but it wasn't just gone. But that being said, it is a little bit difficult to blend out. I'd rather it be difficult to blend out than for it to just disappear, you know? Because like if it's patchy, like right here, like it is, I can just cover it up with shimmer. Can't cover up what's not there. I don't mind this. I don't know how I feel about the beige and purple like ensemble, but who cares? First shade I will be going in with on like my little outer corner is Bat My Eyes. Now this is the shade that I repressed And I don't know if repressing it will give it a different formula because sometimes that does happen. But I just want to put it out there. This was repressed. This is the shade that arrived a little bit broken. So just in case, you know, yours acts a little bit different. Sorry. Does this have a green duochrome to it? Kind of. Luckily the green is like darker than the purple. But it is a little bit there. So there's that. It is a little bit more cool tone than how warm tone the crease shades are, but I think that's okay. It makes it interesting, right? Add a little bit warmth into the shadow by just blending it into the crease a little. I didn't pick up any additional product on my brush. Now I really want to go in with Creepin' It Real, just because I think that will be so fun, but I don't know if it'll look good, you know? Trick or Treat I feel will be like definitely way too cool toned, and Squad Gnomes did not swatch well, so I'm kind of, well, let's just put it on, and then if it's a complete disaster, I'll go in with Creepin' It Real. How's that? Here is Squad Gnomes. This is that shadow that didn't swatch the best. It doesn't look bad when layered on top of something. In my swatches, I did not prime them. So maybe this just needs to be, again, either on top of something or just on a primed eyeshadow, or primed eyelid. Yeah, that isn't too bad. Okay. Okay, so Squad Gnomes definitely performs better than it swatches, and that is a-okay. I still kind of want to go in with Creepin' It Real. I'm just gonna go over just a little bit with Creepin' It Real. Just a little bit all over the lid. I don't know if that, I think I flew too close to the sun with this. Give me a minute. Okay, so I went in a little bit more like heavy-handed with it. I put it on both sides. It kind of gives this really cool, like, ooh, flush to it. That is very interesting. Okay, so the shades that I went in with were Bat My Eye, Squad Gnomes, and Creepin' It Real. Creepin' It Real over the purple kind of looks like a duochrome, like blue, at least in the camera. I don't know what it's gonna look like whenever I get on my editing software and then uploading it to YouTube. Sometimes it like compresses the image and makes it look completely different, I promise. But it kind of gives it like this icy kind of just really interesting vibe. So what I ended up doing was going back in with like Squad Gnomes a little bit more towards the middle, just to kind of help blend everything. And I do think this turned out quite nicely. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my eye look off camera and then I will be right back. I'm back, and this is the final look. I added some of Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in Piggy Bank in my waterline just to keep the purple going. And yeah, I really, really like this. I like the little iridescent blue moment. Ooh, I'm feeling good. I am feeling really, really good about this. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Keep on watching to see my third and final look. Don't forget to, did I say don't forget to like and subscribe? I don't know. Bye. I'm back for my third and final look. I already have my crease shades on because I'm not using anything that I'm using my project pan, and because I think I talked way too much about my crease shades for the last look that I did. But I'm going in with the greens, which I am super excited for. So I think I'm gonna go in with Everlasting Gnome, I Gnome You, and then Witch Please. So yeah, that is, I'm so excited to touch these. I saved the best for last. All right, so let me take some of Everlasting Gnome on my outer third. I love it. Oh, this is such a good shade. Whenever you first apply it, it doesn't look that pigmented, but whenever you build it up, it is amazing. And I am also wetting my brush, just in case you didn't know. Also, yeah, I really like hats. I have this more in like the middle of my head as opposed to off to one side. I think it looks a little bit better, but it's not a beanie. Look at that little nub. That means it's a beret. I don't know why beanies have the connotation of like lazy hipster trash, but berets are artful and Parisian elegance, even though I don't think they're worn a lot in Paris, but I'm working things out. Okay, so I've brought this into about the middle of my eye. I love the way that looks. Oh my goodness, it looks super pretty on the brush too, if you can see it. I think it just looked green there, but like, wow. I really like the way this eyeshadow looks. I would love to have this all over the lid one day. For the middle of my lid, I'm going in with I Gnome. Ooh, those two together really help to accentuate the green in Everlasting Gnome. So this is what both shades look like. I think this is wonderful. I'm going to take my fluffy blending brush with no product on it and just get my crease a little bit more defined. Okay, yeah. All right, and now it is time for Witch Please. Again, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Like I said, it's a little bit more of a chunky formula. Didn't have like the most outstanding payoff right off the bat, but let's just layer her up. So this is all three together. I really like it. I feel like my eye looks like a peacock where it's like green, blue, purple. I think that looks super neat. Moving a smidge closer to the camera. Hopefully this isn't too jarring. So this is that eye. I think it looks amazing. Did I not put highlighter over here? Isn't this like subtle while isn't this side a little bit more subtle than this one? Oh well, but yeah, I love this. So the way that I was applying, it could be the brush or it could be the way that I was applying, but whenever I went in with Witch Please, it seemed to like pick up where I would put I Gnome You. So like if I like sweeping Witch Please over I Gnome You, it seemed like the I Gnome You seemed to disappear. But then whenever I went in with another layer of I Gnome You, it was fine. So it could just be this brush. It could just be the way that I applied it. See, it happened again during that demonstration. It could just be the way that, it could just be this brush. It could be the way that I applied it. It could be that like the chunkiness is like grating the eyeshadow. I have no idea, but that did happen on both sides. Let me tap. I have no idea, but either way, it was super easy to fix. And yeah, here is this eye look. Let me finish everything off camera and then I will be right back. I'm back, and this is the final look. I don't think I do this. It's fine, but I also have earrings on because I've really been loving abhorrently big earrings lately. I've been loving abhorrently big jewelry since I was like in high school. I'm one of those chonky girls, you know? But I went in with some green eyeshadow underneath my eyes, and I don't think this is available anymore, but just in case it is, I went in with, oh god, Spare Time, which is the creme gel liner from Colourpop and Robbie Christie. And yeah, I love this a lot. How am I gonna, so I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but in person, it's like purple, blue, green, and then whenever I turn it ends up looking kind of like all green. And I just, how do I capture this on camera? How do I capture this, period? I love this so much. I'm probably gonna recreate this look at some point. This is everything. This is everything, and I love it. So let's see how many shades I ended up using in this 3 looks 1 palette. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I use 3 shades every? Did I use 3 shades every look? Because then I could have just been 3 times. Yeah, I think I did. So I used 9 out of 12 shades. Wait, or did I go in? Bat my eyes. Oh yeah, because I went bat my eyes, creeping it real. Yep. So I used 9 shades out of 12, and I think that I achieved 3 really good looks. Obviously, you can mix and match however you want. With this being a green to purple duochrome, like obviously using some purples would be nice. I say this without saying the shade names. With Everlasting Gnome being a green to purple duochrome, obviously you can use some purples with it. With a lot of these being duochromes, they all kind of work together in tandem, and I really, really like that. So yeah, this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below which look you want to do, if you're excited for this to come out. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.